Welcome into the Paul Farrington Show. Paul, joined by Jack Weinberger and Zack. I came very close saying, and Robert said,
I don't wait.
Like sounds like
it's ingrained in our heads.
And producer Zack Bloomquist is with us. The best executive producer in the game is here. And hey, guys, 5:30. We're starting on time here. That's how we operate on this show now.
Yeah,
we're all ready to go right on time. Maybe it was Ziggy the whole time.
Look at us. We're changed men.
Yeah. Maybe it was Ziggy. It feels like it's been a long time since we recorded. I don't know why.
It's been a while since I've been on. I think.
Maybe the last episode we had Phil Mackey on with Purple Daily. That was a really fun episode. You guys weren't here for that. You were both working while we were recording, and it was just funny because he's the first Vikings guest that we ever had on the show. And I said it was kind of nice. We had someone on here who was also delusional, talking about the Vikings going on runs to the Super Bowl. It wasn't just me with you guys shooting me down. He was like, midway through the episode, Phil's like, "Is it crazy that I think they can win the Super Bowl?" And I was like, "No, no, it's not." So it's good to have you guys back as a little bit more of a reality check.
There's no crazy takes in June.
No, because
you can say whatever the heck you want.
Remember last year, if someone told me, "Hey, the Seahawks and Patriots are going to be in the Super Bowl, and Broncos are going to be hosting the AFC Championship," we would have been like, "All right,
fans can say what they want in June."
It's the perfect time of year. Well, that's what's so great about football is anyone can win at any point in time. Are you going to be watching the NBA Finals, Jack?
Of course.
You're rooting for...
I threw a bag on the Spurs minus 200 to win the Finals.
Why?
That to me is a clear lock.
The way the Knicks are playing right now?
Like the Eastern Conference is like a JV league, and now it's like, all right, you're playing a real team.
Zach, did you see the Knicks over the past 10 games have the largest point differential in the history of the NBA? Mm-hmm. Regular season or playoffs? Like right now, so you're betting against the hottest team in the history of the NBA right now.
Good.
That's all right. We'll see. We'll see if your gambling expertise is really.
They're not winning one game in San Antonio.
I can't wait for the series though. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I think I'm taking 6 Spurs before I take Jalen Brunson.
You know me as a super fan of the Knicks. That I was bordering on having game watches for our channel, but probably not. We'll keep that to football for now. I'm also, as you know, recovering from the Arsenal loss on Saturday. Just devastating.
Pirates have won 3 in a row.
Pirates have won 3 in a row.
It's currently June, and if the playoffs started now, the Pirates are in.
Do you have a bet on them going to the World Series?
Yes, winning the World Series.
And what does that pay off?
Like $6,000.
$6,000.
They weren't like crazy odds this year.
And how much did you put on it?
Like 150.
150. Okay.
They weren't like
a little rich for my blood.
They're not like crazy odds because they're not like bad this year. They weren't like plus like 30K like usual.
So we had OTAs last week in the NFL. We'll get to a little bit of news from the NFC North in just a moment here. We also had some, major trades today in the NFL. This is coming out Tuesday morning. We're recording on Monday. Just some massive trades. One of them for me, Eisel unplugged this weekend. I don't know if the Myles Garrett stuff was catching steam this weekend. I wasn't online. But all of a sudden today, I opened up my phone and I'm watching clips from ESPN Cleveland, and people are saying, "Hey, I have some tips today that we could see Myles Garrett go." It's like, wait, I didn't realize that was actually going to happen. I didn't know that was a thing people were talking about. So we'll get to that in just a moment too. But today might be, guys, the last episode for a while, not ever, that we're in the studio because later this week I'm actually moving to Chicago.
Congratulations!
So thank you. So maybe a little round of applause.
Yes.
For myself.
You're right in the thick of NFC North territory.
Well, I was laughing, and it won't be the last show here because I do plan on returning over the course of the season. I'm pretty sure in September, the first 3 weeks in September, I already have concerts booked for back here.
Who are you seeing?
Ed Sheeran was one, and then Harry Styles. I actually saw Harry Styles at MSG a few years ago. It was great.
Oh, Ed Sheeran's got to be so good.
Ed Sheeran's amazing. He's got the loop pedal.
I love Ed Sheeran.
It's a great concert, and he's particularly cheap compared to other artists too. I'm not sure why, but
it's cheap.
Maybe,
nice.
I don't know. Maybe because he's playing in football stadiums and it's just a little easier. But I was laughing. I keep thinking about what do you say?
I said Zach's expensive.
I keep thinking about when I describe this show to people, it's just taken another step where it's like, yeah, I'm a Vikings fan who talks mostly to Packers fans living in Chicago. It's just if it's not the weirdest show about the NFL that you could find, it's got to be up there.
How do you throw Detroit in there?
We'll get to Detroit. Maybe we'll bring on a Lions guy to join us.
Yeah.
There's the Lions and Vikings fans with a random Steeler and Dolphin fan in there talking about the Packers
Living in Chicago.
But who knows? I mean, maybe we'll have the opportunity to do some more things with the core of our audience, right? Most of our audience lives out in the Midwest. I believe in the last sales deck that I sent out, we had 4 of the top 5 states were the NFC North states. And then can you guess the 5th? The 5th state in there in our top 5.
So it was like Minnesota,
states.
Wisconsin, Illinois,
Michigan.
Michigan, okay.
And then
the 5th.
Any guess? Bruce, Zach, you could have a guess too.
So I'm guessing it's
number.
It's like I wouldn't typically. It's random, is it right?
I mean, I think you could get there, but it's. Yeah, I mean, it's not another state in the Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
5?
Yeah, it was a joke.
Oh, I have no idea what that was about.
That was what was that?
I have no idea.
What, do you have a guess?
That would have been the worst joke I've ever heard.
Do you have a guess? Any state?
Arizona.
California.
Oh, wow. It was actually pretty close.
Yeah, California actually might be number 2 or 3.
California.
But yeah,
I mean,
we'll
there's
have a lot
so
of
many
fun.
people out there. I guess. It
Yeah,
makes sense.
exactly. We'll have a lot of fun with me in Chicago. We got. I don't know what Zach was talking about. I can't get over it. It's just like, bro, lock in, man. Yeah, so we'll have a lot of opportunities to do more events and stuff like that. I guess if I'm going to be in Chicago, so hopefully we can do that with listeners. With that said, though, please remember to like, comment, subscribe. We're so close, man. We're like 160 people away from 30K.
It's like a broken record.
We are really close. Like now it's getting to the point when we're under 100, it's going to be really fun. But some exciting news coming up for the show. We'll have some more announcements later on over the next few weeks. But for now, let's get to the big news of the day. The Rams trade for Myles Garrett. The terms of the deal. LA receives Myles Garrett. The Browns get, Browns got a nice haul here. Jared Verse, 2027 first, 2028 second, and a 2029 third. Myles Garrett, 30 years old. He's been Defensive Player of the Year 2 of the last 3 seasons, including last year. Sets the sack record last year. As dominant of a force as you'll see in the NFL. And he joins now this loaded Rams roster.
I guess the AFC North was too much for him. It couldn't handle the grittiness and the toughness.
Yeah, you've got to be thrilled about getting him out.
I mean, he's the only source of life that was in Cleveland. I mean, this team's going to be like horrendous now. But it's funny. I remember I was talking recently after the draft about when the Rams took Ty Simpson. I think Ziggy says it's kind of the same thing as we were all thinking they were going to take, Mekhi Lemon or something like that. And then we realized, what do the Rams really need? Like, they're a Super Bowl level team now. Which is why I think they took a backup quarterback for the future. It's like, what else do the Rams need? And now you get the second best defender in football.
Why? Who you say number 1?
TJ Watt.
Okay. Fair enough.
But I mean, you get arguably the best defender in football. Like probably maybe the best non-quarterback in football to a team who's probably already the best team in football.
Yeah, I mean they are the favorites to win the Super Bowl before the trade today, and there's no reason. Now they're just the clear on paper favorites to win it.
Now you replaced Jared Verse for Myles Garrett. Is what you did.
It's got to be so fun to be a Rams fan right now. Just like I love the F them pick strategy that Les Snead has. Where I mean, it's worked for him, right? When they swung for the fences years ago, they got Jalen Ramsey. They win the Super Bowl, and now you look up and down this roster. And you can be content, right, with what they had there in Verse and Kobe Turner. I mean, they have some players on that D-line already. But to be able to sit back and go, oh, Myles Garrett's available, like, yeah, let's go for it. Because there's a degree, not a lot, but you're giving up a lot. Like, Jared Verse and a first, I mean, you gave up probably 3 first-round worth of value.
I mean, Verse is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
You gave up a lot of value, but I don't want to say, like, you have the stones, because I think you bring in Myles Garrett. It's not a crazy thought that's the right move, but the willingness and the ambition to just go out there and pull the trigger, like I love it. I absolutely love it. And they get Trent McDuffie too, and one of the best cornerbacks in football. It's like when you can go and get this elite talent and go all in on seasons, that's when you win Super Bowls.
Yeah, I mean it's in their eyes, it's kind of like screw the picks. I mean, we don't know.
It's literally they're saying is F them picks.
Would you trade Jared Verse and anybody in this upcoming draft, or I guess next year's draft, for Myles Garrett?
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, Myles Garrett is a first ballot Hall of Famer who is in the prime of his career.
I mean, Myles Garrett will be the number 1 overall pick probably the next 4 years, right? Like,
no, he's crazy. And you think of guys like, Reggie White, and Myles Garrett's in that tier, right? And you look at Reggie White. So let's see Reggie White when he turned. So Myles Garrett's 30 this season. Reggie White, after he turned 30, he hadn't even gone to Green Bay yet. So his 30 year, he was, as far as AP teams go, All-Pro first team, second team All-Pro in 1992, second team All-Pro in 1993, second team All-Pro, first team All-Pro, second team All-Pro, second team All-Pro, defensive player of the year, first team All-Pro. That was through his 37th season. And I know that Reggie White's a crazy, a physical specimen, right?
Yes, I mean, so it's
just a monster. But Myles Garrett is too. And if you told anyone right now, hey, Myles Garrett has 6 more years, 7 more seasons as stud Myles Garrett, I mean, they just one of the best trades you could get.
Sam Darnold right now is probably like, oh crap, like seriously. Like,
yeah. Well, Sam at least he got the 1 Super Bowl.
Yeah. And like obviously right, like they gave away Verse, they gave away picks, which is a lot, but to get a guy like Myles Garrett, you're not going to give away nothing.
No, I mean,
like of course it's going to be.
There just aren't guys like him,
right? Like of course it's going to be. We're not going to sit here and say, oh wow, they gave up nothing for him.
We talk about. TJ Watt's unbelievable, right? And Max Crosby is unbelievable. Aiden Hutchinson's unreal. Micah. There's an argument right now that Myles is just in a class by himself. And if you add, like, when you have one of those guys and you need to put so many resources into stopping him, if you're the opponent, like, I'm just thinking about playing the Rams next year. It's like, I mean, you have Myles Garrett on one side, then you got Puka, Stafford, Kyron, Devontae. I mean, they are just, if Stafford stays healthy, it's almost impossible to see a world where they're not
and playing the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. I mean, last year they were probably the the Thursday night game in Seattle away from hosting.
Where they were up by 16.
I mean, great comeback by Seattle, right? The punt return was amazing by Shaheed. And obviously, I'm not going to get into, how I feel about the 2-point conversion. But if the Rams win that game, they probably go to the Super Bowl. They probably win the Super Bowl. And we're just looking at a team right now that is Sean McVay's like, why would I have ever thought about going into TV broadcasting?
I'm also excited to see Myles Garrett play like big time, meaningful late season football.
Great point. Yeah,
like he never really has. The one season he has was that COVID year where they beat Pittsburgh, empty stadium. Kansas City was half full. I mean, Cleveland every year come week 7 is out. So it's like it's gonna be like we haven't seen probably the best player in football, non-quarterback.
Was he healthy for the playoff game in Pittsburgh? I
don't even remember. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe he wasn't.
I think he was, but he was. He played.
But we haven't seen him play meaningful late season football. Week 15, week 16 games that are huge, playoff games that are huge with full capacity stadiums.
Well, that's the Aaron Donald legacy now too, right? Like you think back on Aaron Donald. How many great defenders do we think back on? They don't really have that signature moment. But Aaron Donald, like when I think of Aaron Donald now, I think of him running around saying "Ring me" after getting the Burrow.
Like we haven't.
And Garrett's going to have a chance to have those moments.
Like watching Myles Garrett get like a big sack in the NFC Championship game on Fox is awesome.
That's going to be great.
Instead of seeing some random highlight from a 1 p.m. game where they're down by 20 points.
Or seeing, Garrett just destroy Darisaw off the edge, and Kyler has an insane spin move to find Jefferson in the back of the end zone and send us to the Super Bowl. Like that could also be the case here.
That could, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, Garrett's going to be able to play in that game. He'll lose that game, but he'll be able to play in that game.
It'll be meaningful.
Yeah, it'll be meaningful. Like he'll have the biggest missed sack of his career.
Yeah.
But it's better to have that opportunity.
They're not even.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Kyler will spin out of a sack, roll around, and
scramble for 15 yards, and then we'll miss a game-winning field goal. That's probably more likely. But it's a great deal for the Rams, and on the other side of it for Cleveland, I can see a world where a Browns fan looks at their screen today and goes like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" But we know Myles Garrett has wanted to be out of there for a while, even though he got the money.
It's like he was great, and you weren't.
He wants to win
anything,
and
you might as well take some picks and see if you can.
Well, you get a handful of picks, and Jared Verse, like he's seriously is not. I mean, he's nothing to sneeze at. This guy's like
he's also an animal.
He's fit since 2024. He's 5th in pressures in the NFL. I think he only has 12 sacks, I believe, but like his pressure numbers are really high. I mean, that Browns defense is very good. It's just a matter. I mean, they've just been that this QB hell for forever. And if someone wants to be gone, which it seems Garrett did, getting that return is something to build around. And you just get more ammunition to potentially go up next year. And look, hey, if Shedeur or Watson work out this season, we'll see. The Browns could be competitive.
It's also more ammunition to build on the other side of the ball, where you're horrible.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, your defense is awesome. Garrett's awesome, but you're going 5-12 every year. Maybe it's time to change things up a little bit.
I'm curious to see how they look, though. I'm anticipating it being a disaster because it's Cleveland, and I'm not buying any of this Deshaun Watson returning these rumors you're seeing. And I've just never been big on Gabriel or Shedeur. But in the event that one of them works out, you got Jerry Jeudy, you got Judkins, you got Concepcion. I mean, like Denzel Boston, like they've added some weapons, and it could be interesting. Like there's a world where you're entering this offseason as a Browns fan, you're going like, okay, like this is a chance to get back into it. And I'm guessing the QBs don't work out and they have a tough year. But if you're going into next year with the top 5 pick, loaded QB class, we know you've acquired all these picks as well for ammo to move around. I don't hate the positioning. Again, the worst place you can be is the middle. And Cleveland's just they've been bad forever.
They've been, yeah.
Which maybe for Cleveland, being in the middle is where you actually want to be because that's a step forward. But I feel like this is an opportunity to actually get out of being in the one of the worst franchises in sports. But you have to nail this next QB.
Yeah, I mean, at first I saw the trade. I'm like, wow. But then looking at it from Cleveland's perspective, I mean, looking at it from both perspectives, it's a good trade. Like, I don't think
I didn't think when you have a guy like Myles Garrett, there's a world where we look at the trade and say like, okay, someone either grossly overpaid or someone stole Myles Garrett, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think that's the case here.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Like, Cleveland got a good deal back for him.
So we'll see how it goes. The thought of playing the Rams next season is, if you're a Rams fan, and there really isn't any of them out there. But
we don't play. If we played the Rams, that'll be 71-3 next year. If the Steelers played the Rams, what's the score of that game?
Bloodbath. Absolute bloodbath.
That's 8 touchdowns, 56-7 probably.
No, don't worry. Aaron Rodgers played Myles Garrett enough. He knows how to beat him.
Actually, you're right. Yeah,
he's got the quick release. Rodgers.
He'd spin out of trouble.
Oh, now he's Michael Pittman. So
true.
We'll see how it goes. But I mean, it's a scary day for most of our listeners are NFC North fans. Kind of a scary day if you plan on competing in the NFC North. I mean, look what Micah Parsons did for the Packers defense last season. To add that to the NFC Conference Championship,
which is already the NFC's also the NFC also just like so much better than the AFC.
It's so good. It's so good. I do have to wonder though if Jared Verse got this text there. I was like, oh, are you kidding me?
100%.
Like he's just gone from the Super Bowl favorite
to the worst team in the league
to the Browns,
4th worst team in the league.
Who's left? Dolphins, Jets,
crazy.
Probably Jets.
Jets are better than the Browns.
Cardinals, Titans.
Are the Jets better than the Browns?
I think Geno is decent enough. Cardinals are bad.
The Browns could be the worst.
It could be the Browns. No,
Raiders
until the Dolphins.
This is a lot of slander on the Dolphins.
The Dolphins are horrible.
This is slander.
Zack is a generational Tua hater. Like all time Tua hater. We're setting up for the show. We're getting the equipment ready.
Can't.
Nothing about it has been brought up by me. And he just goes, man, I'd love to rip the Falcons today. It's like, why? Because you see those videos of Tua underthrowing and Penix overthrowing at practice. And he showed me the first one was fine. And I was just like, that looked fine to me, Zack. He's like, no, there's another one. Just digging and digging. And he finds a throw where Tua underthrew him a little bit, but not enough. Like, people just hate Tua, like Zack. And I was just cracking up going like, oh, this guy, like, I remember he did nothing wrong.
I remember when we were talking about the Dolphins a while back when they got Tyreek Hill.
Mm-hmm.
And
we have a clip.
Yeah, we have a clip. Yeah. And you're like, Zach's like, who's guarding Tyreek? And Andrew goes, Tua. He's like, Tua will just
have to dig that back up.
It's a great clip. We just watched it the other day.
He's like, Tyreek will sprint deep, be wide open. Tua won't reach him.
Tua gave you guys some fun, though. I mean, in your lifetime, Zach, the Dolphins have just been nothing but garbage. And Tua gave you a year where you were the 1 seed in week 11.
Don't give him that much.
Come on.
You know who gave us that much? Tyreek.
someone's got to throw the ball, man.
If you look at he threw.
Tua was an MVP candidate during that season.
No. Yeah, he just threw the ball to his left or right to Waddle and Tyreek. I bet you their yak that year was insane.
Probably. They were fun though. That Dolphins team was really good.
Look,
that was a shame with the injuries.
But Tua had nothing to do with that.
Everyone went down. They were dropping like flies that year. So there was another big trade.
By the way, me and Tua share a birthday.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Unbelievable.
You can try and change your birthday.
So is Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh my God.
And Dr. Seuss. Right?
Tough day. That's not the company you want to be in. That's what shade at Tua? I mean, Tua's she's like a nice guy.
Tua's now being compared to Big Ben and Dr. Seuss.
Tua has gone far, way too far. We gotta pull this thing back. So the Eagles officially trade AJ Brown to the Patriots. Terms of that deal, Patriots receive a first in 2028 and a 2027 fifth rounder from Philly. I'm sorry. I wrote it the wrong way. The Eagles receive a first in 2028 and a 2027 fifth from New England, the better of the two selections. And the Patriots will get AJ Brown, reuniting AJ Brown with Mike Vrabel. I mean, what can go wrong with that?
This reminded me of, again, something we all saw coming. Didn't really come.
Well, it got a little shaky. I was waiting. I was just waiting for the Rams to like swoop back in and get AJ Brown. Then who knows where this show goes? But I'm sorry.
I would say it didn't really come as a surprise on it today when I saw.
Mm-hmm.
But reminded me also of a situation where I guess like Myles Garrett, where there's a player who noticeably does not want to be there anymore.
Yeah.
So to draft Mekhi Lemon to get a first round pick and get rid of a player who didn't want to be there.
What do you mean? He said he wanted to be there.
Maybe I'm wrong. But
no, they did a good job offsetting the impact of it.
Yeah, but again, like not the worst case scenario for Philly, and an awesome case scenario for the Patriots.
Who do you want? Do you want to do Philly or New England first?
We do New England. I'm not. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Take it.
I'm saying like a team who, again, like we can rip the schedule, and for good reason. But like Drake Maye did have the year he had.
Mm-hmm.
He was very good. He took advantage of the schedule, beat the teams in front of him.
Probably a better way of phrasing it than the way, to be totally clear, like the way I've said it sometimes and the way most people talk about it. They took advantage of it.
Yeah, they took good advantage of teams they should have. Like Drake Maye had the season he had without really anybody. We're like, who's their guy? Stefon Diggs? And now you bring in an elite wide receiver one for Drake Maye in his third season. And I've been underestimating, kind of sleeping on the Patriots this offseason. I thought they did impact very heavily from that schedule. But to bring in AJ Brown to a quarterback who's still, 24 years old, coming off an MVP level season, now to give him that guy is a very good move for New England.
Zach, as a Dolphin fan, not that it'll matter much next year, but as a Dolphin fan who, you want to be relatively, I'm not even gonna try and it won't impact you at all. I'm sorry. That's wrong of me.
Even without AJ Brown, they lose.
Yeah, I don't even know how many.
I mean, look, I'll just roast the Patriots. They're going to be absolutely terrible even with AJ
I know you're down on them. I think it's just a great move for.
I mean, I'm not like super high in the Pats either, but I think this is a great move.
No, it's when we went over their roster last year. Do you remember? We're sitting here last year. Like you do take a look at the Pats' weapons at receiver right now, and you see AJ Brown, Romeo Doubs. I mean, he's there too. I keep forgetting Romeo Doubs is there. Really solid number two.
The show loves Doubs too.
Yeah. So you get Brown and you have Doubs there. Then you have Kayshon Boutte and Matt Collins, Demario Douglas. There was a year ago though, where we were looking at Kayshon Boutte and Matt Collins and Demario Douglas, and we're like, oh, those are the guys he's got to throw to. And 32-year-old Stefon Diggs coming off an injury. So to be able now to have everyone sort of slot into more natural pecking orders, I'm wondering if you're going to see an effect. And I know that he's a little bit older than Stefon Diggs was when he went to Buffalo, but remember the jump you saw for Josh Allen when you got him that number one weapon in year 3? And that's when we saw Josh Allen, who has similarities to Drake Maye with the size and the athletic ability, the talent. You saw him really elevate to super. Zack does not look happy with what I'm saying right now, but you saw him elevate to superstar.
Zack also hates Josh Allen.
Yeah. This is just a hell segment for Zack. But you saw him elevate to a level of superstar that was the reason he was drafted so highly. And Drake Maye was someone that we had all these expectations at North Carolina. Right before the draft, everyone's like, oh, I don't know, maybe he's going to fall. He goes super high. And now you get him the weapons that a superstar quarterback deserves to have. And for me, when I think about New England, I take them more seriously. Now, I thought A.J. Brown was going to go to New England, but when you actually have the deal done, it's a little different. And now, I'm looking over their schedule today, and I'm like, all right. I said they'd have 9 wins. Like, maybe it'll be 11.
It also is. We'll see. It also, like, for their sake, when you're in a division, literally only competing with one other team,
like it's a head-to-head.
Like, it's either them or you. It's like, it's a head-to-head.
Yeah,
so no offense.
It's us or the Patriots.
Yeah. Sorry. So Dolphins. Yeah, we're all talking about the Dolphins.
Dolphins, Jets.
Yeah, Dolphins, Jets. Jets could be okay.
No.
The Jets are horrible.
The Jets could be decent. No, I'm not saying they're going to be a 9 or 10 win team, but the Jets could win 6 or 7 games.
No.
I think you have 6-11, maybe.
It could be 6-11.
Geno won what, 2 games last year? What's going to change? What is the difference between the Raiders and the Jets?
I think Jets have a better defense than the Raiders did.
Do they really?
I think so. Yes.
They lost Sauce. Who do they have now?
The Jets they stink.
All right, we don't need to talk about the Jets. We don't need to talk about the Jets.
That's what I thought.
Well,
you're saying
they're not going over 6 wins, 5.
Yeah, 5 or 6 wins. I'm saying a lot of people talk about the Jets like they're going to win 1 or 2 games next season, and I think that they'll be at least. No, they suck. Go ahead.
I don't know what I was going to say.
You were saying how it's a match. It's a head-to-head between.
Oh, that's right. I mean, that's like when you're competing with one team in your own division. Like when all right, it's us or it's them. There's a legit 50% chance to win the division. For everybody else, it's what, 20?
Mm.
And now you bring in a guy like this.
And you think A.J. Brown still has it, right?
Yeah, I do.
I mean, he's 29 years old, or he's going to be 29 for the season.
I think A.J. Brown's awesome.
Yeah, I do as well. But it's just something I wanted to bring up because he had his worst year since 2021 last season. He was banged up a bit. He was, obviously a huge problem with the tweets and I still think him playing Xbox and spamming the ball to himself.
Yeah.
And then just talking about it like, no one ever throws to me. Like that is one of the funniest. That is one of the all-time funniest, like Devo receiver moments you'll ever have.
The only thing is he just can't get fussy with a 24-year-old quarterback. Like if Drake is not having a good game.
Vrabel loves him though. Vrabel loves A.J. Brown. You ever see the video when they traded him?
Does.
And Vrabel's like, what did we just do?
I also think he'll have his act together again under Mike Vrabel.
Yeah, because Vrabel.
And he has his act together too.
Yeah. Vrabel straightened himself out.
Listen, coming to the football world, Mike Vrabel's got his act together.
Yeah, no, he does. He actually does. When it comes to football, Mike Vrabel's an excellent football coach. But yeah, I am looking at New England next year a little bit differently, and that offense feels legit right now. When you have a young quarterback and there's just no weapons. Last year, if the Vikings were playing New England, I wouldn't have felt scared of anyone.
Like Kayshon Boutte is a good receiver. He's not a 1. He's a good 2.
And I like Stevenson and Henderson. I think that's a solid running back duo. Did you see Stevenson in the softball game? Did you guys see that video? I guess the Patriots were playing like a charity softball game, and someone was going from first to second and slid, and it Barstool put out a tweet.
Dave Portnoy hit a home run.
They're like, we almost lost Ramondre, and you just see someone slide into Ramondre's legs, and luckily, he gave out. And
jeez,
but I can you imagine tearing your ACL in the charity softball game?
Dave Portnoy played in that. He hit a home run.
Did he? I didn't see that. Okay. By the way, the Patriots is just we'll know early on whether or not they're for real. They're the first team in NFL history to start against 4 straight playoff teams after playing in the Super Bowl.
After playing a crappy
They have at Seattle, then they host you guys, at Jacksonville, at Buffalo. So, we'll be able to tell pretty quickly. Are they for real?
They're going to be 0-4.
I know you think they'll be 0-4.
And everybody's going to come back to reality on that one.
That rematch, Steelers at home. Did you play in week 2 last year?
We played them in New England week 2.
Week 2, right? Yeah, same thing. They had 5 turnovers.
I mean, they could be 0-4. Like, that's 4 losable games.
So the other side of it for Philly, I love it. I love them losing A.J. Brown because, yes, as someone who still believes he's one of the elite receivers in football, he's one of those guys that when we played the Eagles, I think he had the huge catch to, I think, put our game out of reach. He was just someone you're always scared of. Same way you're scared of Saquon, and I know Saquon had a down year, but AJ Brown is he's one of those difference makers. And you remove him from the equation, still a really talented roster, right? You got Goddard, you have Barkley still, Devontae Smith and Mekhi Lemon should be a fun receiving group. But there's a lot of pressure on Jalen Hurts to elevate his game now because AJ Brown, he just opened so many doors.
Hurts is a winner. He'll be fine.
Oh, I know you think he'll be fine.
He's a winner.
But AJ Brown opens up so many doors for your offense because you have to pay attention to him. He's just this physical specimen that you don't really see at receiver. And now I turn my attention to Jalen, and it's, hey, like you have to perform, man. Yeah, like you have the weapons that can take you there as an offense, but Mekhi Lemon is a rookie. Devontae Smith has never been a wide receiver one. Saquon did have a down year. The offensive line is getting older. And Jalen Hurts is the guy, pressure's on him. You know, he sat there in the auditorium with the hell's the coach's name? Sirianni, remember? And he's like, we'll be back. We'll be back. All right, it's on you.
Well, I mean, last year, what were they? The 2 seed in the NFC? Or they're the 3. They're the 3.
Chicago was 2.
I think I made that mistake on the last show. I said they were 2, right? They were the 3.
They've perpetually been the 2s. Like they're always the 1 or 2. So I get
they were the 3 last year, yeah. But it's like, what did AJ Brown like do much last year?
No, he was horrible and complaining.
Yeah, like what did he really do? Like to me, it's like the Philly next year.
But they also stalled out and lost to a 49er team that had backups playing on defense.
I know, but I just think like Philly this upcoming season just gets an upgrade. Like you get Mekhi Lemon over someone who didn't want to.
I don't know. I still think that you have to account for AJ Brown in ways that you might not initially.
What if you cover him? Someone else is open. Like you got to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You leave AJ Brown on islands. You're in the red zone. He's a massive guy.
I think someone who's catching one ball for 8 yards and then complaining.
No, he clearly checked out. And there was clearly some sort of problem between him and Jalen Hurts. We'll probably never know what it was.
But I mean, last year is pretty much like the Eagles didn't even have AJ Brown. That's what I felt. That's what it felt like.
No, I get what you're saying. So in some sense, you're like, all right, you just add Mekhi Lemon to this.
Yeah, and they were the 3 seed last year, and you get Mekhi Lemon.
How did they close again? I thought Philly. How many did they lose in a row to end the year? They ended 3-4. I forgot they won that game at Buffalo 13-12. So they ended 3-4 before losing to San Francisco. So they lost 5 of their final 8 games. It's just bad. Like they were just bad to end the season.
Bro, it's not like AJ Brown was great and Philly is now losing him.
I mean, he did.
And the distractions now.
He was in those 8 games. He was the leading receiver in 5 of them. So he's still AJ Brown.
Who else would it have been?
Well, do you get
like
Devontae
this year?
Smith
It could be like.
That's what I'm saying. Like you need guys to step up because even though he had a down year, he still led the team. So Devontae Smith needs to step up, and we'll see what Mekhi Lemon turns into. I mean, that's a really fortunate situation for them now that you guys weren't able to get that pick, right? Like being able to trade up.
Like I don't think this is a massive loss for the
Don't Eagles. You feel? I think it is. Don't you feel a lot differently about Philly though if they just have Devontae Smith there?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think Mekhi Lemon's going to be very good. So, yeah, 100%.
The Eagles are one of those teams to me. There's so much talent still, but it's on my radar if this is the year where we really see the downturn. I don't think it'll happen.
Philly right now to me isn't like I think of the NFC teams who I'd pick to win the Super Bowl, and I don't know if
top.
I'd put.
You don't think they're top 5?
I mean, I'd say Rams. Then I'd probably go
Seattle again.
Seattle, Detroit. But I think those teams are a little bit above Philly right now.
San Fran. Probably, right? I mean, they beat them and they get all the guys back.
Yeah, probably. Like
Philly, Green Bay and Chicago?
That's where I think Philly's kind of with those guys.
Dallas in that tier too?
A little ahead of Dallas, I'd say.
So Dallas
but
starts the next group.
I put like the Rams, the Seahawks, the Lions, San Fran.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'd probably go down a bit and I'd put Philly, Green Bay, Chicago.
And I mean, for the past, 3 or 4 years, they've been the team going into the season.
They've usually been Eagles up here. I think they're a little bit.
Yeah, I think they can go. I think they can go both ways. Like I'll be shocked if the Rams miss the playoffs, like barring injury. Right. Same thing with like Seattle, I don't think Seattle will drop off and just be horrible. I can see a world where Philly like completely implodes and Sirianni gets fired and Hurts is being questioned. Like there is a really negative path that Philly can go down. I don't think it'll happen. They're just too talented. I mean, I don't think.
But the world's there.
But it's there. So we'll see what happens. I mean, that'll be fun. I hope it does. I hate the Eagles. No problem saying that. Couple quick stories here in OTAs. I feel like I should mention. The Vikings hire, we have a GM. We finally have a GM.
I didn't know you did.
In Minnesota. Yeah, no GM. We hadn't had a GM this entire time. And we finally hired from the Seahawks, Nolan Teasley.
Oh, congrats. Nice.
And we'll see. I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't know Nolan Teasley. It would kind of be crazy if I was someone who came out here and just knew everything about everyone on these in these front offices, but
Ziggy probably somehow does.
Ziggy absolutely.
He'll fire off like, oh, this guy went to North Dakota State, and you were.
Well, no, I mean, from everything I've read, people speak very highly of Teasley, and I think John Schneider's a great GM in Seattle, someone that he's been under for 13 seasons, I believe it was, and we'll just see. Well, we'll see how it goes. Obviously, the quarterback question is one of the defining moments that he'll have as a GM here, whether that's Kyler for the foreseeable future, JJ coming back, or even someone in the 2027 class, getting that position settled is the number one job. And it started off rocky.
It started off, it's still rocky.
No, I mean, I'm saying at OTAs when you have Kyler saying, oh, we're real good buddies, and then JJ comes out and he's saying...
That was really weird and puzzling. Like, Kyler said all the right things and like seemed like they were legitimately close and blah, blah.
If not close, just friendly.
Friendly, that's what I meant, yeah. Right. But Kyler said everything that you have to say, like bulletin board, perfect. And then I'm like, oh, it's pretty solid. And then JJ comes on I was like, what?
He's like, yeah, we're just two kids in a classroom and sitting on the opposite side of the room.
I'm like, who do I believe?
And it wasn't like a direct shot, honestly. It was just kind of like,
it was strange.
It was like, yeah, I don't know him. I don't really want to know him. Why would I? The thing is, though,
because you think maybe JJ feels a little slighted. You bring in Kyler.
Oh, absolutely. I think it seems he absolutely feels
that's what
slighted.
It is.
And I was reading, Jason La Canfora came out and he said that let me just make sure I get his quote right. He said, I think he's wanted out of there since they signed Murray. Those personalities are not going to be a good fit. I'm not mad at JJ for feeling slighted he can't really feel slighted when you're the second worst quarterback of the century. You can't really feel slighted. You can be motivated and pissed off and think, hey, I want another shot at this. When I came back, I did play better. I clearly couldn't get worse from the beginning of the year, but he did play better. I have no problem at all with JJ McCarthy coming out, wanting to win the job, right? Clearly wanting to win the job, not accepting that's just Kyler's, and going out and proving it. But you can also just go out to the media and say, I really respect Kyler Murray. He's had a hell of a career. I'm looking forward to competing with him all summer. And may the best man win.
Like that's what you say.
Just something along those lines. Like it's not that hard. And it's weird with JJ because he has some moments where he seems really immature, but then he has other moments where everyone loves him. Brian O'Neill just came out on I think it was Chris Long's podcast. And he's like, I love that guy. He's got more locker room like moxie and approval rating than I've ever seen before.
He's also just 23.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe again, to get behind a mic and talk about how you really are feeling, I guess you kind of mature in that sense when you're older, like Kyler's age. JJ, probably in his mind, is like, I wasn't the number 10 overall pick, and the whole fan base is writing me off. Now you're bringing Kyler Murray. He's upset. And I don't know. I
also don't think it's the end of the world. Like this, the way people were talking about on Twitter, you would have thought that JJ McCarthy came out and said, like, man, fuck Kyler Murray.
Like it is
that's how it sounded.
It is.
I'm sorry, I dropped a few F-bombs.
It is normal to be a little bit
jaded
if you're JJ McCarthy. Yeah. And a normal human understands that. So it's not an abnormal thing. It's just, this is probably what he thinks behind closed doors. It's just weird to hear in front of a microphone.
Yeah.
A lot of veterans can mask how they're actually feeling.
The bigger problem with it, it's not that JJ feels that way. The problem now is that this is what we're talking about. And this is going to be going on through all of training camp. And even if they are friendly, until that's made very clear, very publicly, people are going to be coming out, and I think it's crazy. Like, we won't do it because I don't believe it. People are going to be coming out being like, "Yeah, JJ McCarthy hates Kyler Murray."
Imagine
we're going to see. So, I mean, the memes are going to be great.
Week 1, Kyler was a pick, and JJ's on the sideline like that.
Yeah. You see JJ
puts his helmet on immediately.
Puts his helmet on, ready to go. I mean, I think a quarterback competition is a good thing to have here. But Phil Mackey said it well too. Kyler Murray took no other meetings. He could have gone to Pittsburgh and looked around there. The Vikings probably told him, "This is your job to lose."
Yeah.
And JJ, I'm sure knows that. So he's coming out, and I'm sure he's not thrilled.
Yeah, I don't think that they'd bring Kyler Murray in to not have him start.
The other thing too, though, is like if JJ wants out of Minnesota, it's like, where do you want to go? Like where do you want to go?
It's like you're still just a kid. You're like, what do you
beat out Kyler Murray?
Yeah,
you probably have a better chance of beating out Kyler Murray. I mean, I don't know. Who can you think off the top of your head? Like, would Arizona like? Does he want to go to Arizona and play there? I'm not sure what in his mind is a better option than buckle up your chin strap and go play.
He probably want to just be given the starting quarterback job. So that's what it was.
But he hasn't earned that at this point.
No.
Okay, just a couple more things real quick. I was listening to the Matt LaFleur press conference as well. I feel like we haven't. The one thing I was telling you guys about the Vikings, it's great covering them. It's such a shit show franchise that there's always something to talk about, right? I mean, like, we'll always do something stupid. We'll always have some crazy quote to talk about. Like, there's always entertainment value with the Vikings. It's usually miserable. The other NFC North teams are kind of stable franchises.
Yeah.
Like, they all have their quarterback. Generally speaking, they're comfortable right now with their head coaches. It's just not the same level. I mean, like the Vikings are just a train wreck. So it's fun and easy to talk about them in June. I mean, we could talk about the Vikings every day of the week.
It's a great offseason team.
And be fine. Great offseason. Great offseason team.
It's a great offseason team.
Green Bay, on the other hand, sometimes you need to do a little bit more digging around. But there was a comment that LaFleur made talking about Matthew Golden. He said there's a lot of opportunity for him to go out there and take this upcoming season. And you think about the state of the Packer receiver room, and one of the questions that's been there for years has been, who's going to be the number one? Do they need a number one? It's exhausting. Packers fans are tired of that question. We're not going to go back into that question, but the Packers receiving room and just the quantity of guys without anyone really stepping up has been a very popular topic of discussion. And I'm not saying Matthew Golden's going to come out here next year and become like wide receiver 1 or anything. But when you talk about guys who need to elevate their game next year for Green Bay, where does Golden fill in for you there with Romeo Doubs leaving, Wicks leaving, Jacobs having whatever's going on, Kraft returning from injury? How high do you place Golden on that list?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I totally forgot that Doubs was now on New England.
No. It's kind of slid under the radar.
Like, where's Wicks now? Philly,
yeah.
Right. Like, to me, Matthew Golden has to take a pretty big step up.
It's a golden opportunity.
Because now it's a golden opportunity.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's Christian Watson, Kraft's coming back. Matthew Golden.
Reed,
right. But Matthew Golden should be maybe your number 2 receiver.
You want him competing for that. Right now, he's a 3.
Right, competing for number 2 receiver. But, like, not to just be... There were so many games last year where he was just dead. It's like, is Golden hurt? He's not playing. Where is he? I don't think that there should be a game now in his second season where it's like that. Like, I think he should get a decent share of the load in each game.
When you have, and a lot of Packers were hurt last year, right? So there were games where he was should have been a prominent guy, but I mean, now the other thing about it too, right, is now with that room a little more bare, if Watson or Reed, who have been hurt, go down.
Yeah.
I mean, now you really need to be able to step up.
Last year when Doubs was there, I mean, Doubs was probably their second best receiver last year. Doubs was very good, right?
Yeah, Doubs. I've always liked Romeo Doubs.
And when you have Wicks and you have all those guys, and Matthew Golden's a rookie, you can afford to, I guess, take those games off and not be a huge part of the playbook. But this year, it's totally different. And we saw last year towards the end of the season when Golden got more involved, especially that playoff game.
The touchdown was unbelievable.
How good he can be. And like a good Matthew Golden is going to make this team better.
The other thing about him, even though he had 361 yards and 29 receptions like that. I mean, if you told Packers fans that before the year, they'd be no one would sign up for that.
The thing is, though, with everybody they had, I think that was affordable. Whereas this year, right, there's two receivers with injury history,
and Kraft coming off the ACL.
Your two decent receivers are gone. To me, Matthew Golden needs a pretty large step up.
But it's also a nice spot where he doesn't need to come in and immediately be great. Like he can ease into it because you do have Kraft and you do have Watson and Reed.
Yeah.
They all should be healthy to start the year.
A lot more involved.
But another thing to build off of with him, while the numbers weren't great, there was no game that I looked at and went like, damn, Matthew Golden took over that game. And I don't know, he might just not be someone who can actually do that. Like he might just be an okay receiver. But there were a few moments, like if a Packers fan were to say convince me why Matthew Golden will be really good next season, I would say there were a handful of moments last year where the Packers needed a play. I'm thinking Dallas in overtime, they had a 4th down. I believe it was a 4th down against Cincinnati when the Bengals with Joe Flacco were making a comeback. I believe that game too, there was a 3rd or 4th down. There were a handful of plays though where Matthew Golden made massive 3rd and 4th down conversions. And he did nothing else like the rest of the game. But that's who Jordan Love turned to in the big moment. And again, it's to be able to turn that into a whole game worth of production is a different beast. But you can at least point to that and say, okay, that's something he did in Texas, right? They went to him in big moments too. How can we start to pile that up?
When I was at the Sunday night game in Pittsburgh when Tyler Kraft was murdering us.
Oh, Tucker
Kraft. Yeah. And
you texted us and you said Tucker Kraft is the greatest tight end of all time.
He was just murdering.
Maybe football player. You might just say football player.
We were getting him into a lot of 3rd downs. Like we're doing a good job on 1st and 2nd down. It was like 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, and everybody sitting near me. The whole stadium is like, just whatever you do, make sure it is not Kraft. And when it wasn't Kraft, it was so annoying because it was Golden.
Your buddy.
Like it would be my buddy. But I'm like, dang, like Golden's just, I didn't even know he was playing. And here's Matthew Golden for a huge 3rd down conversion.
Yeah.
But like all I'm saying is like, maybe it's not in the Packers' DNA to have a receiver, like an obvious number one who just pops off.
The current Packers.
Like puts up like Mike
Evans. Post-Devontae
Packers. Right. Post-Devontae Packers. And put up like Mike Evans or Antonio Brown numbers. But Matthew Golden, to me, can't have these games next year where he's catching one ball for 3 yards.
Yeah, and like, it's a reverse or two.
Yeah, like Matthew Golden needs to be a lot more involved in year 2 in the play.
And part of that's on.
I don't think much of it is Matthew Golden's fault.
Yeah,
but I'm saying he's got to be a lot more involved.
I think Jack cursed him. Has he gotten a Lambeau Leap yet?
No, he scored one touchdown.
I
want one touchdown in the playoff game.
I want to be in Lambeau Field when he scores.
For those who are wondering, when we went to the draft in Green Bay and Golden was selected, we were like, we were backstage basically, and we were able to go to the player press conferences. So it was really funny because everyone's in there in suits and ties with their television companies, and then there's me, Jack, and Ziggy wearing a Harrison Smith, Everson Griffin, and what were you?
Juju.
Yeah, not even a current Steeler, a Juju Smith Steeler jersey. And you just saw people looking at us and like, what the hell are those guys doing?
Yeah,
like did fans find their way backstage?
Like, who the hell are those guys?
And Jack's really good at just basically like shamelessly asking these guys questions. Like it's just a good trait Jack has as an analyst or reporter, whatever you want to call it. So like Golden answers 3 questions maybe. And everyone's trying to talk to him because he's the Packers pick. And Jack's like, Matthew. What'd you say?
I said, I was like, how long do you plan on being in the stands for your first Lambeau Leap?
Yeah.
And he's like, long time, brother, long time. And
question should have been, how long do you plan until having a Lambeau Leap?
Yeah.
Answer could have been, long time, brother. Long time.
Year 1 goes by, there's no Lambeau Leap.
You have to imagine, the betting value on Matthew Golden scoring a touchdown has to be, I mean, minus what? 10,000.
Oh, throughout the season, the regular season.
Yeah, for this year, it's got to be minus 100,000.
Yo, yeah.
I don't know. He didn't do it last year.
Well, I don't say even last year was probably minus 10,000.
Long time, brother. Long time.
How long do you plan on taking to score your first score your first touchdown in Green Bay? Long time, man. Long time.
Yeah. I mean, the touchdown in Chicago was awesome, but yeah,
he was
need more.
He was catching balls against Pittsburgh, and I'm like getting pissed, a little annoyed and frustrated. But then I'm like, oh,
he's my friend.
Matthew's a good dude. He's my guy.
Didn't you also talk to him before?
Yeah,
right? Yeah. You interviewed him a couple times.
I asked he'd rather eat his least favorite food every day for the rest of his life, or watch Oklahoma win the national championship. And he's going with the food.
Yeah.
He's like, no brainer.
Didn't you talk to Golden too? Didn't you ask him if he wanted to be a Viking? Who'd you talk
to? I did. No, I talked to Will Johnson.
Will Johnson.
I talked to Will Johnson, the cornerback. And Ziggy talked to Ashton Genty.
I mean, Golden is great. Love the guy. Want to get a beer with him sometime, but it was Tyler Booker was my man.
Oh, Tyler Booker.
He's
a beast.
That guy was a beast.
Yeah, you're right. We have to go back to the draft.
My second favorite team is now the Cowboys because of that.
And George Pickens.
Yeah, I mean the Cowboys were second favorite.
It all makes sense.
Steelers and Cowboys.
All right, we'll wrap it up. Do you see Caleb Williams? It looks like he's going to be potentially the Madden cover athlete.
Why?
What do you mean?
Why?
I think Caleb's an okay pick.
What did he do last year?
What do you mean? What did he do last year?
I guess it's also like I don't think it's totally like I think it's just someone. He's like a young athlete. He's up and coming.
Chicago.
Why would Sam Darnold not be a Super Bowl champion?
I think Caleb's got a little more star power than Darnold.
Doesn't got a ring like Darnold.
No, he doesn't.
Weren't they both from USC?
What I'm looking. I haven't seen.
Yes, two USC quarterbacks.
Right, only one USC quarterback has a ring. He should be on the cover.
Who's been? Wait. So the cover has been.
You're right. USC quarterbacks tend to suck. But Darnold
that
has
little poll by me. You like that little poll? I don't even know college that well. I like that little poll.
How'd you know that? I'm shocked.
Wait. Let's see. It's been McCaffrey, Allen, then John Madden in 2023. Mahomes, Brady, Lamar, Mahomes, AB, Brady. So I mean, it's mostly you usually get a quarterback.
I guess like you ask most NFL fans who they'd rather watch in a primetime game, Caleb or Sam. I think they'd probably go with Caleb.
Also, if you were in charge of the Madden cover this year, who would you pick?
Well, out of those two?
No, out of anyone.
Oh,
if you were in charge. I think Jefferson's actually a great choice for the Madden cover.
Hasn't he been on it already, or has he not? I thought he was on it.
No, he just named everybody.
Wait, this list can't be right because Barkley was on the cover with the hurdle, right?
He was on I think he was on like a special
edition.
I think he was on like the same edition as, I want to say maybe Brady. I feel like him and Brady shared one because they had like the GOAT edition or something like that.
Let's see. Saquon Madden cover 26. Wait. Oh, okay. So this didn't have last year's. So Saquon was last year.
I might go with like Jamar Chase.
No.
I might go with like an elite receiver.
I just said Jefferson. And Jefferson's he's popular with people who play Madden, got the gritty.
Yeah, you're right.
He's the choice.
I feel like Chase has a little more swag than JJ.
Burrow might be the choice.
I would
if
go
we're just picking random people. I think Burrow's your. Oh my God, Burrow's your choice.
I would go Jefferson, but look,
Jefferson's a good one.
I mean, Barkley had a down year. I mean, the man curse, man. If you're a Bears fan, you're like, no.
I think we
finally have our guy. Get him off that cover.
Honestly, maybe has Josh Allen been on?
Yeah, he was a couple of years
ago.
What
about Lamar?
He was 2021.
Okay, so it's like
they've hit all of the
there's.
I mean, you could do Stafford.
Yeah, you could, but there's no super elite quarterbacks in my eyes right now who haven't been on it already.
I guess it depends how you feel about Burrow.
What about
Jalen Hurts? Ziggy would be like Brock Purdy.
Yeah, I'd go
golf.
Oh, you do Caleb before golf.
I think Jamar just has so much swag.
I think no, Jamar would be fine. I think Jamar and Jefferson would be fine choices.
Well, we're not thinking defense. Why not Myles Garrett?
You could do Garrett.
Why not?
You could do Garrett. You could do Garrett and Stafford. That would be a pretty cool one.
That would be fun.
I mean, Garrett just broke the record, right?
Yeah.
Why would you not put him on the?
Can you imagine they have all these covers produced with him in a Browns jersey?
Oh my God.
Trade.
You know what?
That would be a disaster.
That's probably why he wasn't the cover.
If it could be.
You know what I'd honestly do? This year I would have put Sam Darnold on it. That's what I would have done.
I was waiting for you to say Rodgers.
He'd be second.
All right, let's wrap it up there. We'll see. I think it's just a rumor with Caleb right now, but it seems like that's going to happen. It might be multiple athletes, but Caleb, it seems like will be on the cover of at least one of them. So, all right. appreciate everyone for tuning in. We may
last show.
Yeah, we may or may not have another show this week. I got a lot of stuff I need to pack up, and we need to start figuring out what our setup's going to be. So it might just be good for us to have a little time. And unless if something crazy happens, let's anticipate coming back next week with the gang. So that'll be fun.
All virtually.
Yeah, we'll see how that looks. But I mean, you know what? We'll be able to have in one corner New York with you guys' location, and then in one corner Chicago. I mean, we're coming to you
from all over
the country. Yeah,
like
I mean that's
Massachusetts,
on the ground reporting everywhere in major cities.
That's elite.
So there are benefits to this.
We can Zack fly to LA for a couple.
And then you know
times.
what you get to, like when I come back, all of a sudden, like what we have here, everyone in studio together. All of a sudden, that's like a big show. That's like a big deal. We're giving more moments to look forward to. That's really what's going on here. So, all right, we will see you next week.